Here at the Puma Hyrox event, I am joined by someone very special, cricket superstar Riyan Parag. Thank you so much for speaking to us on NDTV's Riyan. So, what does this event mean to you? Is the Hyrox a part of your general life? How big is this event for you?
I think I've been doing these workouts since I was a kid. I started CrossFit when I was like 13 years old. And now Puma bringing Hyrox to such a global event and such intensity. I just had a look around inside and there was a lot of people with a lot of intensity trying to first complete the course, but then also set a timing and accomplish their goals of their own. So I think it's a great event right here.
So yeah, speaking of fitness and speaking that you've been doing this for a very long time. So how have your fitness routines changed over the years? What are the kind of new things that you keep trying on, and like what are the kind of evolutions that you've seen in your fitness regime?
I think as a professional athlete, you start off by experiencing everything. You try and do everything that you can, but slowly, as soon as you play a lot, you go through a lot of practice games, you go through a lot of practice sessions, you understand that your body needs a little, but that little has to be perfect. So doing all these workouts, I've done all these workouts, but then now I know my body and I know what my body needs and how much it needs. So I think the training journey is that you know what your body needs exactly when you know how much you've exerted.
Are you an endurance guy? Are you a long-term fitness kind of guy? So what are your preferences when it comes to it?
My game doesn't need that much of an endurance, like heavy training program, but I do a lot of speed work, I do a lot of strength, and I do a lot of CrossFit. So a combination of both.
So when the off season comes about, so how do you then unwind? Are you still working out in the same intensity as you are in the regular season, or are there things that you sort of cut back as well when you're not really actively playing?
I think the intensity is not the same for sure. When we are in peak season like last IPL or whatever it was, I think the training schedule is way different. We've got less volume but more intensity. As soon as it's off season, we do less volume but like more strength work, like add more volume and add more strength to the regime. And as soon as the season's on, you can try and go more faster, go more quicker, and do less sets, but then do it more explosively.
So again, speaking of in more detail, like for example, what are the differences that you see in maybe training on a match day and training, when leading up to a match day? How does that differ?
I think both are important. Training on a match day is called priming, which is just waking up your muscles. Right, you train before the game, and then you train on the day of the game, prime your muscles, and then you're ready for the game. So it is a lot of scientific work, but then all the trainers are good enough.
I'm pretty happy to see this because going to the gym, being on your own and doing things on your own is one thing. You need a lot of motivation to do that. But when you're in this kind of environment, when there's competition involved, you see your peers doing all these things and you compete with them. It pushes you beyond your limits. So it's always easier to do it in a group setting than on an individual level. And I'm very happy that Puma is trying to promote these kind of events in India.
So pushing beyond the limits, and you are the fast bowler. So fast bowler often speak about the physical toll of back-to-back matches. So what kind of endurance and agility training goes to your preparation for managing such schedules?
A lot of conditioning off season, which is what I'm going through right now. So strength and conditioning, a lot of that as well. But once a season comes closer, we focus a lot on bowling, and there's no type of training that can prepare you for bowling. So we bowl a lot before the season, so that can prepare our bodies for what we go through in the season.
And what sort of adjustments will you make in fitness and nutrition routine on your match days?
Match days are more about what you're trying to do on the field and what the team requires from you, and how you can feel your absolute best on the field in that particular moment. So for me, for example, I don't like to go in with heavy stomach, so I don't eat a lot. But there are people who like to have a lot of food during games as well. So it's very individual. I like to go on an empty stomach, and so I don't eat a lot on game days.
So the last question, what would you tell your younger version of yourself today with everyone that you know about all things fitness and nutrition? So how you have evolved?
I think one sentence that can sum it up is consistency always beats hard work. So whatever you decide to do, make sure you do it every single day.
अलग चीज़ है और एक क्रिकेटर के लिए अलग है, तो आप कैसे मैनेज करते हैं?
हाँ, क्योंकि फिटनेस अभी बहुत, क्योंकि गेम की डिमांड बहुत बढ़ गई है, गेम बहुत फास्ट होता जा रहा है। आपने देखा होगा 90 मिनट में हमें एक मैच मतलब एक इनिंग फिनिश करनी पड़ती है, तो उसी लेवल की हमें फिटनेस मेंटेन रखनी पड़ती है। क्योंकि और बेसिक कॉमन पीपल के लिए भी फिटनेस बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट उनको यही है कि अपना फिटनेस रूटीन थोड़ा बेहतर रखेंगे तो उनकी लाइफ में भी बड़ी अच्छी चेंजेस आएंगे। और एज अ स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन इट्स टोटली डिफरेंट के मैच में जो फिटनेस डिमांड करती है।
आपने रूटीन की बात करी, तो एक क्रिकेटर के लिए कोई न्यूट्रिशन डाइट आप फॉलो करते हैं अगर मैच से पहले जाना हो या फिर प्रिपेयर करना है कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मतलब आप फील्ड पर रह सकें? कोई
आपके जो डाइटिशियन है वो आपकी डाइट सेट रखते हैं, तो उसकी वो डाइट फॉलो करते हैं हम, बट कोशिश करते हैं उसको ना चीट करके जितना उसको फॉलो कर सकें, तो वो हमें फिटनेस को इम्प्रूव करने में मदद करती है और गेम को भी इम्प्रूव होने में मदद करती है।
और एज अ स्पिन बॉलर शोल्डर और रिस्ट का काफ़ी इस्तेमाल होता है, स्पेशली लेग स्पिन के लिए और गूगली के लिए, तो आप कोई ऐसे स्पेसिफिक एक्सरसाइज करते हैं जो कि आपको इसमें हेल्प करता है?
बिल्कुल, शोल्डर एक्सरसाइज हम करते हैं, रिस्ट की भी होती है, बट शोल्डर एक्सरसाइज ज़्यादा रहती है क्योंकि ज़्यादा कुछ शोल्डर से मिलता है, तो ट्राई करते हैं कि शोल्डर जितना स्ट्रॉन्ग रह सके और जितना फ्लेक्सिबल रह सके, ताकि स्पिन बॉलिंग में जितना फ्लेक्सिबल होगा उतना भी ज़्यादा, वो भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। ऐसा भी नहीं कि बल्कि शोल्डर बना के आप फिर स्पिन करा ही नहीं सकते। सो
लास्ट क्वेश्चन मेरा कि प्यूमा हाइरॉक्स का इवेंट दिल्ली में हो रहा है, आपने हाइरॉक्स के इवेंट में गया, काफ़ी एथलीट्स को देखा, आपको क्या लगता है कि मतलब ये इवेंट कितना ज़्यादा हेल्प कर रहा है नए एथलीट्स के लिए, और प्यूमा हाइरॉक्स का मतलब ये इनिशिएटिव आपको कैसे लगा?
बहुत टीमों का बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है, हाइरॉक्स के साथ मिलकर आके इतना बड़ा इवेंट इधर करा रहे हैं, तो ये बेसिक अवेयरनेस और फिटनेस के प्रति मतलब जागरूक कर रहे हैं लोगों को, तो इससे बेसिक जो डिजीज़ है उससे भी लोगों को जितनी फिटनेस करेंगे तो उनसे क्योर करने का मौका मिलेगा। ज़्यादा देर गोइंग टू हॉस्पिटल्स, आप इतना ट्रैक पे या फील्ड पे आप अपना टाइम बिताएंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा।
Here at the Puma Hyrox event in Delhi, I'm joined by Karthik Balagopalan, the MD of Puma India. Karthik, thank you for speaking to us on NDTV. First of all, this is a grand event. Thousands and thousands of people have turned up. What has been, first of all, the idea behind an event like this?
So first of all, thanks for speaking to us. We're very excited. So Puma has a global partnership with Hyrox. Hyrox is the fastest growing, let's say, fitness participative sport in the world. And this is the second event in India. The first was in Bombay a couple of months ago. And the second event now in Delhi. So that was the idea. We want to work with them to bring this fitness experience, right, to Indians.
So, India's fitness enthusiasm is on the rise. We're seeing the kind of numbers that have turned up for this event. What has been the plan for the brand to, inculcate this kind of enthusiasm? What has been the idea behind that?
Right. I mean, so first of all, I think I should clarify that the way we look at sport and fitness, it's really a lifestyle. Huh? It's a lifestyle. It's important not only for physical health but for keeping you mentally fit. It makes us better citizens. Makes us more productive. Obviously, post the pandemic, we saw a big, uptick in terms of people taking up sport and athleisure activities. So we would like to shape and grow the ecosystem, and I think participative sports like Hyrox is one such way in which we ignite, inspire people to get involved and really, I mean, you see the enthusiasm, right, and you see the age groups. So I think we are just playing our part in furthering this and furthering the culture around this.
One more major thing with fitness and with India is the fact that this is one of the biggest markets in the world. So with big markets come big trends as well. So how does the brand then try and help these trends come about in a market like India? How do you sort of plan for the consumption patterns in India especially?
It's a good question, but with something like Hyrox, I mean the organic, like let's say, pull of such an event is just tremendous, right? I mean already we are seeing a 50% uptick in terms of registrations for the event compared to Bombay. And like I said, I think this is the fastest growing sport. India is no different. The fitness culture is big around the world, and I think India will also be an epicenter very soon. Yeah.
And finally, to end off, one of the biggest global conundrums in terms of athleisure and with brands is the fact that affordable clothing and affordable apparel is something that has been talked about all throughout. And Puma is one of the most premium brands in the world. So is that another angle that the companies may be looking at? Because India's consumption brand is very middle class. So does that come into the picture, economic and more affordable apparel?
I mean, the great thing about something like Hyrox is it's really also aspirational at the top end. You know, we produce a lot of footwear and apparel for such an event with our, like, let's say, latest technologies. We do have you know, our running foundation and training essentials line, more the entry level, you know, for people who want to, let's say, access us, right? But I mean, everyone who comes here, I think what's really encouraging to see is that they're all wearing Puma Hyrox merchandise, right, which speaks to the power of the partnership.
Thank you so much, Karthik, for speaking to us. Thank you so much.
Take care.
With camera person Sanjay Kaushik, Sriram Ganesh for NDTV.